Dream. Make sure this works early doors. Bugger. Okay. Yes. We're here. Boom. Yes, guys. Who is here? Who is in? I changed the setting today so I don't have to have the bright lights on me 24/7. It's starting to hurt my eyes. If Isak went to Liverpool, the league is done. Well, we're going to talk about Alexander Isak. We're going to talk about everything today. Yes, guys. Yes, Adam. What's going on? Yes, Louis. Bill. Danny. Let's go Blues. Still in the US. Yes, I am. I'm still in Vermont right now. And we are live. Isak is a statement signing that wins us the league. We'll talk about Alexander Isak a little bit because because he's available, it doesn't mean Chelsea have to sign him. Which I hate to be like, I know a lot of people would love Chelsea to sign Isak. Don't get me wrong, I would love us to sign Alexander Isak. But we've also got to be realistic. We've just bought Joao Pedro. We've just given Liam Denine. Wow. You can tell I've not long ago woken up. We've just given Liam Delap the number 9. So it, to me, makes very little sense to sign Alexander Isak. Just purely not from his quality. He's obviously, in my opinion, he is the best striker in the world right now. And that isn't just because of goals and assists. It's the all-round game. So, yeah, people shouldn't get upset and annoyed just because Isak is available and if Chelsea don't go for him. Like, I saw that Simon Phillips mentioned something about Chelsea potentially having murmurs and rumours and goodness knows what else. But let's see. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. Hope all of you are doing well in the chat as well. Lieutenant Wolf seems to know all about the transfers. Chelsea is still very interested in Morgan Rogers. So it's worth discussing because there's a lot of things that can happen off of the back of this latest news regarding Alexander Isak leaving at Newcastle. And it's also important to remember, he hasn't asked to leave Newcastle. He's asked to explore his options. And I completely understand it. He's at a point in his career where he's clearly worth now a lot of money. And I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because Newcastle, yeah, they've got the funds. Yeah, they've got a very good team. They've got a good manager. But it's not quite Liverpool. Latest on Jorrel Hato. Yeah, I'm going to wait for a few more people to join the stream first, and then we will give the updates on Hato. As obviously, it's a big deal, and Chelsea are looking to get it done. It's gone a little bit quiet this morning, to be fair. But let me scroll down a little bit and see what the latest is. Because the Chelsea news video this morning, you guys are absolutely lapping that one up right now. That video is killing it. But there is no updates this morning on Jorrel Hato. Let me see if I can find more. I think it will probably be something along the lines of Ajax pushing in. So DAZN Football have tweeted this. Chelsea are closing in on Jorrel Hato. According to Fabrizio Romano, the Dutch defender has agreed on personal terms and has formally informed Ajax of his wish to make the move. Talks are now progressing over a €40 million fee, deal entering final stages. And of course, DAZN, who were partnering with us here on GBFC throughout the summer, They have Fabrizio doing a show with them pretty much, I think, every day at the moment. So there's a lot of different places where we can get the news right now when it comes to Fabrizio. He's posted on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X, DAZN, literally everywhere. Do I have any news about Garnacho? Bro, can you stop spamming, please? This guy. If there's any mods in the chat, please can we time out spammers? Just because I try and read the chat as much as possible, and it makes it really difficult when people keep spamming the same message. The news on Garnacho, the latest on Garnacho, is that Chelsea is still there. They're still interested. I think there's all of these buzzwords like attentive to the situation. Chelsea are interested. Chelsea are open. Chelsea are exploring. Like all of these things. Oh man, I'm just gonna time this guy out myself. Sorry, bro, but you're taking the piss, mate. Let me put it in subscriber-only mode too. Okay, make sure you subscribe to GBFC. Is Hato likely to be a here we go today? Well, that's what we think. That's what we're expecting, because yesterday and the latest news on Jorrel Hato is positive from a Chelsea standpoint. Chelsea closing in, €40 million fee. Obviously, we know that there is personal terms that have been agreed by Jorrel Hato to join Chelsea, so we don't have to worry about whether Hato wants to come. It is very much going to be about that deal with Ajax. And there's a lot of different numbers being floated about, to be honest. But there's also updates here on Xavi Simons from an hour ago. Chelsea and RB Leipzig continue direct club-to-club talks for Xavi Simons. RB Leipzig, aware of Xavi being very keen on move and tempted by Chelsea. Bayern have made calls to be informed this week, but CFC clear favourites already in talks with players' green lights. Thank you, Louis, for the donation. Please take a look at the former Chelsea Saul Niguez announcement at Flamengo. It's class. I've seen it. He's like walking around in the car park, right? And I also don't know why X is telling me that I might like the United stand or Man United men. Why would we be recommending that then? Will Hato be happy being a backup for Marco Correa? I think at this stage in his career, yes, but I also can see competition for centre-back places. And if you watch the video that I made this morning, I would not be surprised if we saw that lineup a little bit more for Chelsea. So let's go through now and have a look at the news regarding Alexander Isak. Understand Isak remains a target for Liverpool even after signing Ekitike, but depends on Newcastle. If Newcastle open doors to an exit and Liverpool sell Diaz, they can bid after direct contact made 10 days ago. Isak not in concrete talks with Al Hilal so far. Isak going to Saudi, man, would just be such a waste, wouldn't it? Such a massive waste. What's going on, Andrew? Welcome to those of you joining the stream. If you are in here, make sure you do hit the like button on the stream. It really does help the stream out. And then also breaking news from just under an hour ago now, Alexander Isak has informed Newcastle of his desire to explore a move this summer. Club aware of players' plans and will now decide how to move, as Craig Hope reports. Newcastle have already restarted exploring a move for a top striker in the market. Now then, I don't know about you guys, but when I read a top striker in the market, I think Nicholas Jackson, whether or not you agree with this or not, in a Chelsea sense, but I think Nicholas Jackson is a top striker who's on the market. And he's quite similar. I'm not saying he's as good as Isak. I'm saying if Newcastle wanted to play in a similar way, they probably could. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see Newcastle going for this. Benjamin Sesko is another option, obviously, too. And I think whoever Newcastle go for basically puts the other player, whether it's Sesko or Nicholas Jackson, into the path of Manchester United. But I think it's weird, isn't it? Because I would say Manchester United and Newcastle still have the same pulling power. if I'm comparing it to one another, obviously right now Liverpool have insane pulling power because they're Premier League champions. They kept Mohamed Salah. They're a very good team. And if you go there and you feel like you can play, then you're going to do very well. Chelsea have very good pulling power because we're champions of the world. And the global appeal of Chelsea Football Club is rightfully back to where it belongs. And the sticking point for Chelsea is whether or not we pay top players the wages. But I also think we have recruited very smart in this window where we've actually signed a lot of top players within our wage structure. Wear my Chelsea jersey. It's actually drying right now because I've been wearing it a lot. I think I've literally worn that Cole Palmer NFL top. I don't even like NFL, right? But this is literally the coolest sports top I think I've ever owned. Shout out to Nadir if you're watching, mate. Sell Jackson to Newcastle. I mean, if I was Nicholas Jackson, I would be going to. I'd want to go to Newcastle. Isak wants upwards of 300k, and so he should, man. So he should. Just because I'm saying that we're getting good signings within our wage structure, there are players that definitely deserve that money, and Alexander Isak is a player who deserves 300k. If he wants 300k, he should get 300k. And I think if I don't think it's a problem about Newcastle not offering him that money. I just think he wants a different challenge. I think he wants to be able to win titles, and I don't think he's going to do that at Newcastle. Righty-ho. I'm looking across now at any other sources for updates regarding Chelsea and Xavi Simons and Jorrel Hato. And it's gone quiet, but this is never really a worry at this stage, right? Thank you for 1,000 viewers in the stream. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already done so, and subscribe to GBFC, because I feel like the next couple of days, today's Thursday, Friday as well, and even the weekend, it doesn't really matter anymore what day of the week it is. There's always news going ahead. Jackson would rip it up at Newcastle. I agree, man. I think Jackson under Eddie Howe would thrive. Isak to Chelsea. It's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. I wish I could come here and be like, oh yeah, I think we're going to sign him. Oh, I think we should sign him. But realistically, we don't need to sign him. Just because he's available, it doesn't mean Chelsea have to be there. And it's not a bad thing that we're not. Like, obviously, there's a couple of rumours, there's a couple of murmurs going around that, you know, could Chelsea activate something? But I don't think it happens. I don't even think we'd go for it. Like, I think we're just too busy working on other deals that just do make a lot more sense. Like, Jorrel Hato, many people say that Jorrel Hato could turn out to be one of the best left-backs or centre-backs in the world. Like, and I know that's crazy to think that someone who plays for Ajax in the Dutch league, who's 19 years old, can be seen in that kind of light so soon. Jackson and Isak swap deal, I mean, it makes some kind of rational sense when you frame it that way. It's not an awful idea. Obviously not. Like, I would love it if it was the case, but then what the bloody hell do you do? Like, Liam Delap would be furious. Like, he'd be like, what on earth did I do coming here? Because there's a fine line between having lots of options and healthy competition for places, where you need all of the players that are competing for places to actually see a genuine pathway into the team. And I think if we were to sign Isak, even João Pedro would probably be pissed off. The only way I think we'd ever even remotely think about signing Isak, it would be require a pivot away from Xavi Simons and Morgan Rogers and full steam on Alexander Isak. But then it would also require tactical tweaks from Maresca to be able to get the best out of João Pedro. I think João Pedro as a 9 just then wouldn't happen. And then Liam Delap would absolutely have to just settle with being given the number 9 shirt to be a backup. And the wages would be crazy, and it's just not going to happen. The problem for Newcastle is he's not going to sign a new contract. The only way ISAK, I think, would sign a new contract is if Newcastle just somehow went on a blitz this year and won the Premier League. I think that's the only way. Even a challenge, I don't think, would be enough for ISAK to sign a new deal. But yeah, I don't want you guys to have a meltdown if we don't go for ISAK, because we're not going to, okay? Delap only costs 30 million. He should be content being a backup. I mean, that's not really how it works, is it? Just because his price was 30 million, that was because his team were relegated. That's not because he's a bad player. Elise PTSD. I mean, look, there is also the possibility that we do lose Xavi Simons to Bayern Munich. But we've always known that, to be fair. And this is the latest from an hour or so ago. So RB Leipzig's asking price for Xavi Simons remains unchanged. 70 million euros all in, including add-ons. They consider this a fair and reasonable package. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think that's a fair package too. Bayern have made calls to be informed this week about Simons, but Chelsea are clear favourites, already in talks and with players' green light. So basically, Simons prefers the Premier League. Chelsea have been the most persistent. There is also obviously these ties to potentially Xavi Simons does like Chelsea, just from like a personal standpoint, as well as playing football. I think if you look at what Chelsea did at the Club World Cup, I think Xavi Simons would absolutely see himself fitting in here. I think he's the kind of player that would be motivated enough where competition would actually be favourable as opposed to a hindrance to him feeling like he's going to get game time. I certainly think there's space for him off the left. I think Gittins is an option against certain teams, and I think Simons can be an option against others. I think he can play as one of the 2 10s with Palmer. His defensive work rate is also very good. And creatively, he operates very well slightly deeper in the pitch because Chelsea have got options further forward too. Wow, is that for real? Ben Jacobs said that just now. Wow, okay. Alexander Isak told Newcastle he wants 300 grand a week, as revealed on TalkSport last week. Not a number Newcastle can match. Isn't that mad? Swedish striker's preference is to leave, and Newcastle are exploring other attackers in case a suitable offer arrives. And despite the club's consistent non-for-sale stance, Leipzig's Lois Openda and Brentford's Johan Wissa, 2 names targeted. Brentford seeking 40 million plus for Wissa. Newcastle preparing a new bid north of 30 million. So Isak is going to leave. He's got 3 years left on his contract. That is mad. 300 grand a week. But I'm not saying that's mad in the sense of he doesn't deserve it. I want to make that very clear. Isak does deserve 300 grand a week. Guys, I'm going to go and get myself another coffee. We have the Think Mushroom coffee in the morning. Then we get another one. I'll be right there. All right, we'll let that do its thing. Jackson or Watkins to Newcastle. I would not be surprised if they did go in for Nicholas Jackson now. I would not be surprised in the slightest. Coffee is being made behind me. PSG in for ISAK. That would also not be a surprise either, to be fair. Newcastle have also been in for Mark Gurhey in the last couple of days. Whatever happened to Nick Voltemade? I thought he was going to Bayern Munich. Still just want a goalkeeper. I'm telling you, just wait. Later in the window is when we might see Chelsea going for a goalkeeper. Listening to George whilst working is bliss. There we go, mate. Appreciate it. Georgie is currently out filming a workout video for her YouTube channel right now. So that's why I've got the living room. Because she's using my big tripod. So I've got my little tripod here. Newcastle ain't getting top 4. See, this is the thing I spoke about in my video this morning. The teams that did finish in the top 4 last season, and that doesn't include Newcastle in the top 5, specifically the top 4, are moving mad in this transfer window. I feel like it's seen as a window for doubling down in terms of who's available and just how much more dominant Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal are going to be. Newcastle can keep ISAK trapped and run his contract. Well, the problem for Newcastle at the moment is they're already having an issue with spending money. And Alexander Isak is an asset that will depreciate in value over the next couple of years because his contract's being ran down and because he's not signing a new one. So with that being said, it is probably the right time, especially, right? Isak was sent home from a training camp. Isak isn't playing in these friendlies. So he's not even having a pre-season because he wants to go. So for Newcastle, it's pretty obvious he's got to be sold. And I think they'd be smart to do it now. Yeah, stop with the fake here we goes, guys. Let me go get my coffee. All right, coffee's been got. Will we get a here we go today? I hope so. Really hope so. I'm expecting a delivery today too, guys. I've ordered a audio interface for my streams to improve the mic quality and some editing headphones, which is pretty cool. And I've also treated myself to a new Kindle. Poll on Isak. I don't see the point because everyone wants Isak, but we're not going to get him. Imagine we get 2 here we goes. That would be great. The thing is, would you rather we got it in one go or would you rather it was 2 separate ones? Because in one go, you don't get that transfer dopamine twice. Or do you? That's the thing. Yes, guys, come on. Smack that like button for me. Smash it right now. Today or tomorrow. I mean, I'm a bit worried about Hato. But also, this is the thing with the transfer window, okay? When we don't hear news, there's evidently going to be a little bit of worry. But it also hopefully means that Chelsea are doing bits. What do I do for work? This is my full-time job. I've been doing YouTube for 14 years. I've had various different channels. And yeah, we're closing in on 350k subscribers, which is mental because I hit 300k just under a year ago. So 50,000 in a year. That's basically a whole Stamford Bridge and a bit more of new people in the last year. Which is pretty flipping good going, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm at 349. Yeah, but getting close, mate. Here we go. Vinny Jr. to Chelsea. Yeah, that's waffle, mate. Big move for Donnarumma in August. Chelsea won't get Donnarumma. Donnarumma is out of the wage bracket for Chelsea. I want Mike Maignan still. Let me see if there's any more latest on Jorrel Hato. Today's the day, isn't it, where everyone's just lingering around their social media, just being like, give me an update, give me an update. Let's go on CFC Pice's tweet. See, this is also interesting. I don't know how accurate this will be, but this was reported on May the 7th by Kieran Gill. CFC Pice has reposted it. Chelsea would be willing to break their wage structure if a big name opportunity came along that was too good to turn down. Now, make of that whatever you will. Also may not be true. But it also might not be the right thing to do. And I know I said at the start of the transfer window and the end of last season, yeah, we should break this wage structure. But that was before we won 2 trophies, before I saw how perfectly balanced and gelled the team is. But the question is also this, right? And I've said this a lot on my channel before. Do players look at someone coming in who's getting paid more than them that might not deserve it and think, that's my team and club being ambitious, it's going to help me win trophies? Or is it the mindset of, he's getting paid more than me, I deserve that at least, I'm going to kick up a fuss about it? This is the difficult ground to tread on. Because it could be one of those two. It could be a mixture of both. But when we talk about opportunities that are too good to turn down, something we could do with Jackson is swap him for Sven Botman from Newcastle. Botman's a good defender, but I don't want to swap Nicholas Jackson for Sven Botman. I do find it crazy how many people just have written Nicholas Jackson off. I don't want Dewsbury Hall to leave, so what if we loan him? Well, if he goes on loan, I don't really see the point in that. And I said this in my video today. I don't see the point in loaning Kiernan Dewsbury Hall purely because, like, what are we going to learn from this loan move apart from, like, keeping him on the books? Like, we already know he's a good player. We already know he's not going to become Cole Palmer or Caicedo. I just think Dewsbury Hall is a very good squad player that can be utilised in various positions, and that could be quite important as the season goes on. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is the best rotational player we have. I genuinely agree with you. I genuinely think when you look at what he's actually done at Chelsea last season, at first it was kind of a bit like, what is he doing here? But then once you get over that, we should have spent 30 million somewhere else, and you see how useful he was towards the end of the season, particularly from January onwards, I thought he was very good. And at Conference League, he scored goals, he got assists. The goal he scored against Benfica was fantastic. And the performances in the Club World Cup, when he would come on to see games out, Maresca trusts him. And he can score goals. Yeah, I agree. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is a good player. Very good player. Nice, that reel is popping. Thank you, Mikey Jones, for the £1 donation. Do I think we'll sign Garnacho or Rodgers? I think we'll get one of them. I do think we're going to sign one of them, and I think it will be Garnacho. And I've kind of just let myself just go with it now. Like, Garnacho, yeah, okay, we all agree. There's off-the-field problems with Alejandro Garnacho. But there's also a really good player in there. And if he comes to Chelsea and can humble himself a little bit, get rid of that ego, be a squad player, be someone that when called upon is there to prove a point, to show that he's good enough, to show that he deserves flipping, comparisons to his idols and all that stuff that he cares about so much. But if it's 40 million, I think that's overpaying for a player that could potentially bring those problems. And the problem that Garnacho has is universally across the fan base. I mean, I did a poll yesterday and it was 93%, I think, that said no to Garnacho. Only 7%. And I know, obviously, this channel doesn't speak for every Chelsea fan. But there's 350,000 Chelsea fans here. So, if 93% of that don't want Garnacho, he's got a big mountain to climb. Let's call it that. Hopefully we wait until deadline day and Garnacho gets stuck in traffic. Well, no, because if we wait till deadline day and we're still pursuing Garnacho and then we miss out on him, that means we've missed out on a target. So it's either we go for Garnacho and just get it done and then just hope that he can come in and do something. Benji Ball FC, check Xavi Simons Wikipedia. Thank you for the donation, mate. Let me go on Xavi Simons Wikipedia. Did you just change it? Xavi Simons, Dutch footballer born in 2003. This is no joke. Look at this. Xavi Simons on Wikipedia right now. Xavi Quinton Shea Simons is a Dutch professional footballer who plays as an attacking midfielder or winger for Premier League side Chelsea and the Netherlands national team. Originally a product of Barcelona's La Masia, Simons signed for PSG. Someone has literally changed it to Xavi Simons plays for Chelsea Football Club. Good fun. Good fun. I rate it. Wikipedia, here we go. I mean, imagine if Wikipedia all of a sudden did actually become the number one source of football news. Mark Yu loan. Wikipedia, here we go. Before Fabrizio. He's got to up his game, mate. Oh, bro, no, I'm not coming back to Thailand. I'm going to come back for a holiday, but I'm gonna be moving to Dubai at the end of next month. I need a better time zone for the streams, bro. These 2 a.m.s, 1 a.m.s, all of that nonsense, like, it's too much for me. Twice a week. Thank you, Umair. Appreciate it. Looking forward to coming, mate. Looking forward to coming to Dubai. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's really difficult. Let me change this angle a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. I've just seen a question in there that I would love to answer, but I'm not going to. I'm not moving in with Eunice. No, we are very much going to be in our own homes. Is Osman definitely out of the question now? Of course, mate. He's gone to Galatasaray. Seems you move where you feel like. What about visas and stuff? You're spot on, mate. I think a lot of people put too many barriers and boundaries up. Or, unfortunately, for a lot of people too, I do understand some passports, there is genuine barriers and boundaries that must be very frustrating for people. But for me, the UK passport, it still works very well. And yeah, I get the required visas. I've set companies up in some places that I've lived to so that I can legally be there. So, yeah. Is Rodrigo out of the picture? Well, we've not heard any links for Chelsea and Rodrigo now for a while. Neto or Simons? Different players, man. Different players. Both would be very, very good in a Chelsea team this season. I think Pedro Neto. I think Pedro Neto is going to have a huge season for Chelsea. I'm going to say this now. I think Pedro Neto scores 10 Premier League goals next season. What do you guys think to that? Pedro Neto to score 10 Premier League goals next season. $15. I mean, I'm trying to make it a realistic prediction. 12. Okay. Let me know in the chat, how many goals do you think Pedro Neto scores next season? It's a huge ask. Yeah, no, I think 10 is good. You're about to unsubscribe if you don't shout me out. All right, go on then. Harry Foley, thank you very much for the €2. Chelsea should be all over the Isak saga. I love how football transfers have become like soap operas. It's like the modern day EastEnders, isn't it? Like we've just had, there's about to be a fire in a house, and it's the halfway point of Coronation Street, and Isak's available. What's going to happen in the second half of the show? And at the end of the show, we get a here we go, but we don't know for what player. 17 GA. Yeah, I think for Neto, it's actually a good idea to... Oh, okay. Oh, shit. I nearly flipping whacked my coffee all over me. Okay, Fraser Fletcher's tweeted, apparently. Okay, don't get me started. I think this is nonsense. I don't believe it, but as reported earlier and now others following, Alexander Isak is keen to move and compete for the biggest trophies. Liverpool can still do it. Also understand Chelsea are watching closely. Make of that whatever you will, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not saying this is the most reliable source. But again, right now, it would be foolish to entirely rule Chelsea out. But also, yeah, David, you're spot on there. I think Chelsea Football Club does get a lot of flipping clicks. We are the biggest club in London, and currently we're the biggest and best club in the world. So having Chelsea in there is obviously beneficial to anybody right now trying to drive up the numbers. One second. I'm just going to quickly change that to this. Okay. Simons and Hato to Chelsea. Isak available. Chelsea transfer news live. One sec, guys. Isak asked to leave. Well, he's asked to speak to other clubs. There's a difference between asking to leave and asking to speak to other clubs. And Isak right now is looking to explore his options. I mean, what would you want the poll to be? Let's see. Give me some options for the poll, and we will. There's no point doing a poll if you want Isak, because I know that everyone wants Isak. Like, the poll is supposed to be for things that are like we're curious about, you know. Isak wants 300 grand a week. I wouldn't be convinced about any of this, right? Until I see some top journalists talking about it, because break the wage structure for ISAK can be a poll, but like the answer's the same. Okay, fine. I get it. You guys want it, I'll ask it. I've just seen that super chat come in. I'll get that in 1 second. Should Chelsea break wage structure and sign ISAK? All right, you guys asked for it, so be curious to see what you say there. Bailey, thank you for the £5, mate. Great cameo on TalkSport before the... Wait, did we just lose connection? Lag? Okay, we're back. There's a little bit of lag there, sorry. But realistically, I think my priority right now in life is to just enjoy having freedom until I have kids, really. Like, and working on YouTube is literally the best job in the flipping world. Like, I get to interact with people that care about the same things as me every day. All right, the poll is... Wow, most people are saying no to ISAK. Okay, maybe I was wrong. I thought it was going to be a different answer to that one. So most people are saying no to breaking the wage structure for Alexander Isak. Raphael is making sure he definitely knows that he thinks no. Hashtag no to Isak. Isak class is high. Finished. I mean, this is a great poll then. This is a very interesting poll. Make sure you guys get voting. Will I be at the Palace game? Probably not, mate. Honestly, this new ticketing system is ridiculous. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm seeing a lot of good mates of mine that have been like going to games for years, that go to every game, home, away, Europe. And even they're struggling right now to get tickets. What's going on, guys? Welcome to those of you joining the stream. Let me get the description links done. If you guys also do want to buy the new kit this season, there is a discount code GBFC10 with the link in the description. That should be there now. It was there before. Bayern have hijacked Xavi. Are we actually hearing this for real, or... Because if Bayern Munich genuinely have hijacked the move for Xavi Simons, then that would change and pivot Chelsea again. But at the moment, we're not hearing that. Just refreshing now. Seeing if there is anything. Nope. Callum Wilson is going to Al Ettifaq, so it looks as though they're losing multiple strikers this window, Newcastle. Although I don't think they'll be too worried about Callum Wilson. Although $2 million is very low. I mean, look, let's talk about it. Can Chelsea actually go for Isak? Because we could. We could put João Pedro as that number 10 left wing striker, second striker, and then have Isak as the centre forward. Jackson would be very good at Newcastle. I'm sure if Chelsea even suggested Nicholas Jackson to them. George, loving your content for news these days. I come to your channel before I go to places like Sky News. Much appreciated, mate. Much appreciated. And I always say it, right? I don't have people giving me information, so I basically report what everyone's already reporting, but I just give my opinions on it. So get involved with the poll, guys. Would you want Chelsea to break their wage structure for ISAK? Chelsea in for Cody Gakpo, according to TalkSport. Cody Gakpo, I like Cody Gakpo. I wouldn't want Chelsea to sign Cody Gakpo. I don't think. So apparently Arsenal can't afford Isak. I mean, they've just bought Gyökeres. Like, that was never going to happen. Isak and Ekatike, man. Wow. Benson the GOAT. Thanks, mate. We could sign to Stegen. Experience, but I think he's past it, to be fair. Something big's going to happen next week. Who knows? Maybe. Fabrizio Romano has not said that Nicholas Jackson will go to Newcastle. Isak makes us title contenders immediately. I mean, I think that would be true. Benson to TalkSport. Here we go. No. Although I do enjoy the show, and I very much enjoyed being interviewed by Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney is a great, great guy. Would you rather a Maignan and Rodgers or Isak? Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough. That is tough. Which one would you prefer? Should we do a poll on that? I think I'd say Maignan and Rodgers, you know. Because we've already signed Delap and João Pedro, and I feel like it's too easy amidst all of these crazy transfer stories, right? It's too easy to just forget that the players that we bought in are very good. Yeah, I've said this too. I think if Hato and Simons come in and then we do sign a top goalkeeper, then I think if we sell 6 or 7 players, or the majority, if not like 85, 90% of the players that we're looking to sell, then I think it could be a 10 out of 10 window. We have so many strikers. I mean, right now, technically, yes, you're right, but still. 8 goals netto, says Gary. I much prefer this upload schedule, by the way. Like doing a stream in the morning, I'd say, or lunchtime for the UK is way better for me. Get Xavi, Hato, Maignan, sell Sterling, Disasi, and Kunku Felix. Kobel for goalkeeper. Do you know what? People have talked about Kobel for a long time, and I've just never really been sold on him. It's a great time for Australia as well. Nice. No, this is we're looking after somebody's dog right now, so this isn't an Airbnb, but we're going back to the UK in a week. Literally, yeah, we've got one more week here, and then Time for the UK. Is Xavi Simons going to get done? I hope so, man. I really hope so. Will we get Lukiba? Another player that is a very interesting signing. Potentially. Very good player, though. Still nothing on Hato. I feel like something is going to happen soon. I would love to literally refresh the page and be there like 5 seconds. This is interesting, though. Al Hilal are ready to pay Alexander Isak £500,000 a week. Man, it takes a piss, doesn't it? Georgie's YouTube channel is Cycle Sync with G. It's for women. It's like a women's hormone / workout / food recipe channel. It's very, very cool, but it's not for the boys. Well, there's surely, if I was Isak, right, at this point, but this is also the thing with Saudi Arabian money, he could go there for 1 year or 2 years, still get a massive, like he'd get a huge sign-on fee, he'd get huge wages, then he would say to Al Hilal after like a season or 2 seasons of being there, I want to go back to Europe, and then he'd get another massive sign-on fee. He's at that age where he's got maybe 2 big moves still in him. So like, as much as I've always thought Saudi Arabia is where you'd go at the end of your career, I do understand it from purely a financial side of things. Thank you very much, Zach, for the $2. Hello from Florida. Should Penders get a chance? He's going on loan to Strasbourg. He'll be joining them next week. So Mike Penders already gone. But thank you for the donation, mate. It's going to be a hot day where I am today. All this drama for Isak, and I think he'll go to Saudi. I think Liverpool are going to just try and sell Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez now as soon as they possibly can, and then they are going to go for Isak. But let's see what you guys are saying in this poll. Let me check the results right now. We've got over 1,000 votes on the question, should Chelsea break the wage structure and sign Isak? 59% of people are saying no. It's crazy how time flies. I think if I'd have asked people that a month ago, obviously context is very key in football, but transfer request has gone in. Has he actually handed in a genuine transfer request? Because that is huge if he has. Do I think Chelsea should have gone for Kelleher as a cheap but reliable number 1? I don't think you go cheap for a number 1. I don't think you go... I think that's what Chelsea have already kind of done. We've gone for 2 goalkeepers that are probably good goalkeepers, but not amazing top-level goalkeepers. Thank you, Kiriako, for the donation. Appreciate it, mate. Don't know what currency that is, but thank you. Thank you, Ty, for the 14 rand. Sad Liverpool is taking the league again. Don't worry, mate. Chelsea going to be in for them. Thank you, Tim. Donation trainers began. Diaz to Bayern surely rules them out on Simons. I don't think Liverpool are in for Xavi Simons. I think he'd do very well there. And then you've also got Cody Gakpo, Arne Slot, Virgil van Dijk. I think you would, obviously, if you're Xavi Simons, you'd probably love a move to Liverpool as well. I think lots of teams would be loving a move to Liverpool this summer. But I don't see that as a threat to the Simons deal. Oh, you mean Bayern Munich. My bad. I thought you meant Liverpool responding by going for Simons. Okay, I get it. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Bayern, yeah, I think Bayern will be in for Simons. The Liverpool price for Luis Diaz could be a problem for Chelsea in that sense too, because if Liverpool start asking for stupid money, Luis Diaz is also way older than Xavi Simons. But it's about Xavi Simons too, right? Xavi Simons has said he wants the Premier League. He has reportedly said he wants to go to Chelsea. Don't believe anything until he's actually flipping signed on the dotted line. Is City out of the equation? Man City are never out of the equation, but like, where would he go? Where would he fit? I think the only two teams I think that we need to worry about for Simons at the moment is Bayern Munich and potentially Arsenal. I think Garnacho is a horrible player living off his bicycle kick. I mean, it was a great goal. Can't deny that. When am I ending my stream? I don't know, mate. Roshan, thank you for the 100 rupees. Can we realistically go for Isak in a financial sense? I'm going to say no. I think that would be way too expensive. It would require serious deals going in different directions. I think we'd have to get Jackson sold for what we're asking for. If Isak's going to cost 120, 130 million pounds, not euros. Thank you, Logrock. Greetings from Switzerland. Thank you for the 2 Swiss francs. Appreciate it. But yeah, and Kunku would have to also go for like 35 million probably. Felix, Benfica are still talking to Joao Felix, but that isn't for the 40 million pounds that we spent on him. That's for less. To get Isak, we would need to do a Superman revolving door again. Well, this is the thing. We've already done a big-ass revamp this summer. We've already signed a lot of players. Every time I stream, it goes really quiet for Chelsea news, for latest updates. We've not heard anything on Jorrel Hato for quite some time. This is the latest here from a Give Me Sport article from Ben Jacobs. Isak wants to leave Newcastle and requested not to travel to the club's pre-season tour of Asia. Liverpool remain attentive and told Newcastle they are prepared to break British transfer record. Newcastle exploring Wissa and Lois Openda. So Isak has asked not to travel for the club's pre-season tour. Isak is gone. I'm putting it out there right now. Newcastle would be so foolish for a player of that stature, with 3 years left on his deal, who wants to leave the club when you can get a massive price for him this summer. Newcastle will be very foolish to try and stand in his way now. And I think the best thing to do when a striker of this caliber, when he wants another move or a bigger move now, just get the money. Because you're not going to have the same player this season if he's desperate to leave. And I think it's been pretty clear from all of these updates we're having on Alexander Isak that Alexander Isak wants out at Newcastle. So that is from 25 seconds ago, literally, from Ben Jacobs. Newcastle have, it's been a disastrous window. Considering they managed to get Champions League football, like, it couldn't have gone any worse. Every player that they've wanted and been linked with, they have missed out on. And now they're losing their absolute best player, talisman. Big, big problem for Newcastle there. Let's see what happens, though. Guys, we are closing in on 350,000 subscribers. At this rate, we're 850 subs away. So make sure, if you are not yet subscribed to GBFC, that you do so. I'd love to hit it tomorrow. All the in the knows are in here today. Well, let's see. Let's see. Swap deal, Isak for Sterling, no cash. Well, at least that would stop stop Sterling from scoring against Newcastle. That was a very good free kick, I remember. I was very drunk at the time of that one too. Did I ever think I would get to 350k? Well, to be fair, not to brag, but like I've had a channel hit 1.1 million subscribers channel. I had a 250,000 vlog channel. So like I've hit milestones on YouTube before, but I didn't think just about Chelsea. Like it's people got to remember, this is just a Chelsea channel. We don't really talk about other football clubs here. So it's basically only Chelsea fans that subscribe. So I think I've done very well, I must say. Thank you, Liam, for the £2. 50 million in ISAK, and we might consider selling Jackson. I see where you're going with that one. Used your code and got the new 2025 World Champions kit. Top man. What channel did I hit 1 million with? So it used to be called Herder of Buffalo, which don't ask. Like I don't really remember or know why I called it that. It was something to do with Call of Duty and like old Call of Duty YouTubers that I used to watch. And then, yeah, I used to do COD videos, then Chat Roulette and Omegle videos, then FIFA, then real life, like some real life football stuff. And then I had a vlog channel where I did a daily vlog every day for like 4 years. That channel did very, very well. And that was like travel content. And then I tried to put that content onto the old main channel. No one wanted to see it there. And then I had some very, very poor advice from somebody. And I can't and won't mention the name. But I ended up removing the vlog channel off of the YouTube platform, which was a disaster because now no one can watch those videos. There was so much amazing legacy content on that channel. Like, for me, it was probably the best work I've ever done, if that makes sense. And yeah, it's no longer there. And I've not even got all of the files. So a lot of my life that I had filmed with memories and all of that stuff, I've actually lost it all, which is actually a horrible thought when I bring it up. But we've got GBFC now, and to be fair, I think one of my favourite YouTube videos I've ever made is the matchday vlog from the World Cup final. So that's always one I'm going to be able to go back and watch. Predictions for top scorer next season, Palmer. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any of the links. I've got some of the content I've got downloaded, but only low-resolution videos. You can use old YouTube database sites to recover channel videos. Wait a minute. How? Wait, I think I understand what you mean. This could be that. If that works, I don't think that's going to happen, but if that works, like that's a life-changing thing that you just enlightened me to there. Thank you, Ian, for the $2. You remember my penalty shootout with Mini Minter? Me and Simon made some sick videos together, to be fair. And that video on my channel was one of the most viewed videos I think I made. Obviously because Simon was in the video, which certainly helps. But yeah, it was like I think 4 million views or 3.5 million views that video got, which is mental. Yeah, Simon and I did some very good videos. Does Wayback Machine work? Try Internet Archives. Man, I'm going to look into that. Like, yeah, I think there's a video on his channel. Wayback Machine. Man, if this is true, oh my word. You might not see any videos from me because I'll be too busy watching my own content from years ago. I never filmed a video with Harry, to be fair. We've always followed each other and we always got on very well when we'd be at events and stuff, but I never filmed with Road to Shore. How much is Hato? Well, at the moment, we're not hearing anything, mate. Every time Benson comes on a stream, the Chelsea news just gets very quiet all of a sudden. But I'm going to refresh everyone now and see if there's anything that I have missed whilst we've been reminiscing on YouTube days of old. Also need to plug in my MacBook. Guys, I don't know if any of you in the chat have experience, right, with any like PCs for streaming, but I'm going to be going hard on Football Manager 2026. And I also am going to be going hard on streaming next season. I'm going to be doing loads of streams. Way, that's a big-ass donation from Key Pigger Binot. Thank you very much, mate, for the $20 donation. That's a big boy. Would I do FPL? Yes, my FPL. Let me get the link from yesterday. See if it's in the description. Because my FPL, I'm trying this year. I want my FPL to be a good one. I want to see how big we can make the league. I'm going to put the link in the description. W's in the chat for that donation, by the way. There's also the links in the description to the GBFC link if you want to buy the kit this season. GBFC10 is the discount code. I think it's so funny that you changed the big up the W's in the chat. I have built a PC before, and it's in Bali, and the power supply exploded because it was so old. But yeah, I want to build a new PC that I just leave at home. But the problem is I love Mac. So part of me just wants to buy a Mac Studio or a Mac Mini. But then they're also stupidly expensive. So I don't know. So the latest on Chelsea. Jorrel Hato, where's he gone, man? Where's Jorrel Hato gone? That is the question that we're all asking ourselves right now. Where is Jorrel Hato? Fabrizio's had an hour off in the middle of the day. Is he okay? Yeah, if any of you guys have any recommendations about or experience with the Mac Mini, because obviously I do make a lot of content, and I do need to have no delays, no lag. I need fast export times. Okay, guys, the poll is saying Fab needs to eat too. Yeah, bro, don't worry about that, mate. You can eat whilst he's typing, innit? But the poll result so far, 59% of you are not breaking the wage structure to sign Alexander Isak. Wow. The FPL link is in the description. If you refresh the stream and check the link in the description, it is there. It's the GBFC League. We're going to do prizes for the top 3. I don't know what they're going to be yet, but I'll try and make them good. Make sure you smack a like on the stream as well. Does Fab sleep? Yeah, I reckon he does. I reckon he's got people that are basically like making sure that he's always on clock, you know? I don't know that for a fact. That's just pure guesswork. Do I think the ownership would even go for Isak if he is available? Well, to be honest, looking at what we've done in this window so far, you could argue we don't need him, but you could also argue that Chelsea are looking at this transfer window as a perfect time and opportunity to strengthen the squad to ensure that we don't bit of lag. Don't. Yeah, okay, came back. What's the code for FPL? Just use the link in the description. Yeah, I think as soon as we hit towards 1,600, 1,700 viewers, the connection just dies, which is annoying. I did actually fix that problem whilst I was in Thailand. I don't know why it's doing it again. What's my team in FPL? Well, my team name is GBFC, so if you scroll through the league, you will find me there somewhere. Check Polymarket FC. I mean, are we classifying Polymarket FC now as a top source? I'm not so sure, man. Not so sure. I mean, they've been pretty... I'll have a look and see what they're saying. Polymarket FC. I mean, they've got a decent amount of followers. I mean, if this is true, this is interesting because there's a couple of pieces of news here that definitely impact Chelsea. 2 hours ago, Eze has informed his friends that he's going to join Arsenal this summer. That could be bullshit, but who knows? Bayern Munich's new bid for Luis Diaz expected imminently. It will be around 75 million. Bayern won't go higher than 80 million euros. So Bayern Munich are still pushing hard for Luis Diaz, which means that as of right now, that is their priority. So Chelsea, we've got to basically try and get as much done for Xavi Simons here as possible to push the deal as far along the line as possible before Bayern Munich end up losing out on Luis Diaz. His friends, yeah. Simons wants Chelsea. Well, that's what we've been led to believe so far. Stick the actual code, Benson. How do I find out the code? I'm useless with this kind of stuff. Like, I don't see why they make it so difficult. Like, surely you want more people to just have it easy, you know? Like, what is the code? Like, where do I find the code? Because it keeps sending me to the flipping website too. Does anybody here have my FPL code, basically? Is Osimhen a loan deal for Galatasaray? No, he's signed for free. Not for free. He signed on a permanent. Okay. Let me quickly do a tagged post. GBFC FPL code is this. Pin comment. There we go. Ben Jacobs has posted the same Luis Diaz news. Okay, well, that's good. So maybe Polymarket FC are pretty quick on things at the moment. Thanks for that. Simons or Hato, if only we can get one. It's a good question. I still think Simons. I think Simons completes the attack. Rest in peace to Joey Jones. Former Liverpool and Chelsea player. Thank you, Kevin, for being a member for 2 months. Has to be Hato. Okay, let me do... This is a good poll. This is a good poll to do. Let me have a look. Oh, there's an update from someone. No, it's not. Let me do a quick poll. So 59% of you are not breaking the wage structure for ISAK. That was a good one, actually. If you can only sign one for Chelsea. Hato and Simons, you can only get one. This is the poll. Get involved. Make sure you hit the like button on the stream too, guys. And please do subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on the monstrous figure of 350,000 subscribers. Let me just see if I can plug my MacBook in, because it's going to die, which is obviously not ideal for streaming. Just need to get a plug. Come on, please fit. Oh, it's very, very close. Well, we're in. We're on charge. Let's have a little look. Can't get rid of Vega. I'm sure we will, man. I'm sure we will, eventually. Juventus were also interested in him too, I think. Only Mohamed Salah has scored more Premier League goals in 2025 than Alexander Isak. Some player. Fabrizio has reposted about Bayern and Luis Diaz. Still got the Victor Gyökeres as his pinned post. But yeah, it looks as though Bayern Munich are still pushing for Luis Diaz, which means that Chelsea are still the favourites. Polymarket are now saying that Bayern Munich will submit an official offer to Liverpool for Luis Diaz in the next few hours. It will be around 70 million plus bonuses. That might be enough. And it could be a case that Liverpool are trying to get this deal to get Luis Diaz out quickly so that they can then put forward their bid officially to Newcastle. Because I think now, at this point, if Liverpool do offer the money, Isak to Liverpool is basically a done deal. Well, I mean, it's not that simple. It's a flipping Premier League record fee. But in terms of the player wanting to go, Bayern funding the Isak move. I mean, look, like, as Chelsea fans, I don't think we can be annoyed about this. We're doing bits ourselves in the market too. Why is Chilwell trending on X? Don't know. Guess everyone's just thinking, oh, what's happening to Ben Chilwell? Get involved with the poll, guys. Who would you rather sign? If you could only sign one, Jorrel Hato or Xavi Simons? 56% are saying Hato. No way. Yo. Hato is a very, very good player. Fab posted. All right, let me have a look. This is the latest on Diaz. Bayern new proposal for Luis Diaz set to be sent soon as planned since last week. Liverpool aware of players' desire to leave and talks will continue to discuss details of the financial package with Bayern. So this is also the thing now. Bayern Munich know that because Liverpool are going to go in for Alexander Isak, Bayern Munich know that they can move quickly to sign Luis Diaz because Diaz wants to leave Liverpool. Isak wants to leave Newcastle. Liverpool want Isak. Bayern want Diaz. So I expect this to move very quickly. I think Bayern's next proposal, as long as it's close to the financial package that Liverpool are asking for, this deal I think will be done pretty quick. And then Liverpool will go all guns blazing for Isak. That's what I think is going to happen here. It's big news. And it's good news for Chelsea, really, because we then get a bit more of a freer run at Xavi Simons. I will go and check caught offside now. But you don't need to spam it, mate. Oh, it's bullshit, man. Absolute bullshit. Chelsea might be actually the best placed club to sign Isak. What are you on about? How can you say Chelsea are the best placed club to sign Isak when we have a wage structure and we don't pay players 300 grand a week? It's nonsense. Zach, thank you for the $2. Use your code and got the 2025 Club World Cup Champions kit. Well, you're an absolute legend, mate. Honestly, Chelsea are the team that get you clicks, okay? So people are always going to put Chelsea's name into the mix because Chelsea do spend loads of money. So people will immediately just assume that there is... they are using AI to write this shit. There's a lot of people now that are using AI, and it's so obvious to me. Like, you just can't replace a proper human opinion. It's useful for some things. I tell you what, there is some very good AI software out there that I've even started using recently. But you can't replace a human. How long does that code for the Megastore last? It's forever. You guys can just make sure you use it through the link. GBFC 10. Chelsea's social media presence is insane. Yes, you're right. Bayern are now Liverpool bracing themselves for a new bid for Diaz. It feels like it's a flipping earthquake. Ornstein is cooking up a bomber as we speak. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope that there is some Chelsea news regarding Jorrel Hato coming soon, because it's gone a little bit quiet. It's also gone quiet for Xavi Simons too. Ex-Liverpool winger Jermaine Pennant. If I had to compare Florian Wirtz to a past Premier League player stylistically, then I'm thinking someone like Eden Hazard. All right, mate. Miguel Delaney has also said Chelsea are one of the clubs closely monitoring Alexander Isak's situation. Again, not sure we're talking about the best of sources here. But there is a couple of people coming out and saying that Chelsea are looking at it. I just think he'd want Liverpool. Wirtz can't lace Eden's boots. Look, Florian Wirtz is a very good player, but to put him in the same conversation as Eden Hazard is blasphemy. Probably gone quiet for Hato since they want to buy Ish Samuel Smith. Let's see. Garnacho loan with an option to buy. That wouldn't be a bad shout. It'd be funny if Isak somehow came to Chelsea. Pedro Delap and Isak. Bro. Imagine. Ish Samuel Smith was supposed to be going to Strasbourg, but it didn't actually happen. Guys, get involved with the poll if you haven't already done so. If you can only sign one for Chelsea, who would you buy? Jorrel Hato or Xavi Simons? Gushing would be a great centre-back signing for us. Wow, I do love a good old autocorrect, you know. Good old Gushing. Quality player, mate. Simons' personal terms agreed. Yeah, that's what we're led to believe at the moment. But it's all gone a little bit quiet. I'm also expecting an Amazon delivery today, which I would love to arrive before we do any more streams or anything today. Because I was thinking the next video is going to be at 7:30 p.m. UK time, or 7 p.m. around that time. just because I want to space the videos out a little bit more. But if anything was to happen before that, we could get a little stream in for sure. Someone get hold of Pice or Fab. I mean, I think everyone's currently just looking for updates, really. I'm literally doing the same thing. I'm just refreshing everyone's Twitter page just to see what the latest is. Can I show the Twitter screen? I show it when there's actually stuff to see. Garnacho's going to end up at Newcastle. If we acquire Simons and Hato, we've done serious filth this window. I mean, that would be two fantastic signings. I think today we get the Simons deal done. That would be nice. Dig in the early morning live stream. Mate, this is the one, you know. I was just thinking, I was like, I spent my whole day just on my phone. So I think having the early morning video, which is usually a longer one, I record that just before I go to bed at like 9:30, 10 p.m. East Coast time. And then there's not really anything that happens before 8, 9 in the morning UK time. And then as soon as I wake up, which is like 7:30 Eastern time, then I can stream and just talk about the middle of the day. Then that's it, really. Can I get boring, mate? Let's get some music. To be fair, don't really give a shit that you think it's boring, but I do think getting some music in the background could be quite good. Non-copyrighted, of course. Thank you, Eric, for the donation. Eric Zara. Hey, George, love your content and your energy. Keep up the good work. Big love from Malta. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Cheeky little €7, mate. Thank you very much. Will Chelsea go for Garnacho even after getting Simons? Put chilled jazz music. I need to look into this. Because it would be quite cool. And then whatever song would be the one, put We Are the Champions on loop. I can't put We Are the Champions on loop. We Are the Champions. My match day vlog, I actually removed the clip in the end, but my match day vlog was demonetized because I had We Are the Champions at the end from the after party in there. And that was a big flipping video, so is what it is. We will survive. Big love from Saudi. Shout out to you. 1K away from 350. Yep, you're right. Where is Georgie? She is currently out filming her video. She does. She's filming a 28-day series of workout videos for like home workouts that you can follow along to. Bro, stop spamming, man. She needs to do a cooking channel. She's got recipes and stuff on her website, and she posts some cooking videos on her channel. But yeah, her cooking's unreal. Thoughts on signing a goalkeeper this summer? It would be flipping good, wouldn't it? Chicken or beef? Beef. Right then, we are there's not really been any updates in the last bit of time. Whenever I stream is always when everything goes dead quiet for Chelsea news. The only thing we're getting at the moment is journalists that are renowned for talking complete waffle, saying that Chelsea are going in for Alexander Isak. I also think it's absolutely hilarious, and I haven't spoke about this on the channel yet, but I find it hilarious that Donald Trump actually took Noni Madueke's medal. But, like, it's Noni's fault, man. Like, just go to Arsenal after the tournament. Do you know what I mean? Not that he would have played anymore. Guys, if you're in the stream, please do hit the like button on the stream. See if we can get to 1,000 likes. Reporters are shaking when I go live. No, I don't think they are. I'm calling it. We sign Hato after George... Oh, my stream has literally just died. I hope it didn't go down. The stream literally just lagged. But did you see Mark Cucurella's comments on it? He was interviewed about it. It's fine. Yeah, no, I think my page just tweaked out. Donald Trump got a flipping trophy, and like, people are just too frightened to say, like, no, I guess. And the fact he was still stood... honestly, it was like a scene from a flipping movie, man. Like, Donald Trump literally was stood next to Reece James whilst we lifted the trophy. Imagine Keir Starmer doing that. I feel like we'd literally tell him to piss off, though. Like, I don't think he'd even get that close. It's an iconic photo, bro. Honestly, watching Robert Sanchez go and get the golden glove from Donald Trump is up there as one of my favourite moments as a Chelsea fan in recent times. Oh, how far we have come. Oh, Anthony Allen, that is funny. It's Friday tomorrow, though, mate. It's nearly 2 weeks since we won the flipping World Cup, man. Can I do a Chelsea transfer live stream with Georgie? It would be awesome. There's not really much point because you don't really know what's going on. Imagine if me and Fabrizio went live together. I did a video with Fabrizio back in 2021. That video did very well, actually. Man, I'm telling you, I love doing the live streams. It's just fun. Need another collab with Matisse. Watch this space next month. I find it crazy that there's been no news. Come on, give us Jorrel Hato, man. I want this Hato deal done. I want this deal done. Arsenal will need Jackson to unlock Madueke. Nah, no chance, mate. I would have, if Arsenal hadn't got the Victor Gyökeres stuff done already, I think they would have gone in for Isak for sure. Thank you, George. Are Chelsea capable of winning the Champions League? This is actually a good topic. I think Chelsea are more likely to win a Champions League than the Premier League. And I think what we saw in the Club World Cup supports that. Knockout football, I think, could be more beneficial to Chelsea. Because the difference that we have in the squad and the variance that we have within the squad, I think is much better suited to playing against continental sides. And I think Chelsea in the Premier League, I think we're going to do better than last season. And look, we were there until December. And that was at the start of Enzo Maresca's time, when it was a bit erratic still. We were outscoring teams, but still pretty bad at the back. Now we're figuring out how to score goals and keep clean sheets. So I think Chelsea are in a better position now, for sure. And I don't think we're going to have a huge drop-off like we did last season. I think that's what the difference will be this year. But I don't know if we're going to have enough to get enough points to win the league. But the Champions League, let's see. Let's see. Okay, guys, get involved with the poll. Hato or Simons? I also think I'm going to wait. We're going to end the stream just after 3 p.m. I'm going to see if there's any updates in about 10 minutes. And after that, I think we'll call it for the stream. But I might go live again later. And the next video will most likely be out at 7:30. Caught offside tweet. I've seen it, man. Don't know if I believe any of it. I'll check again, see if there's anything new. Nah, it's the same thing. I don't believe it in the slightest, mate. Get Isak ASAP. Let's see. 5 minutes until 3. I'm not gonna just in case that's true. I'm not gonna turn off the stream yet. Not yet. I would not be surprised if Nkunku or Jackson go to Newcastle. Maybe in the evening. True. Maybe. Xavi Simons is not in Cobham. He's at a training camp with Leipzig right now. What's significant about 3 p.m? Nothing really. We're just purely clutching at straws in the hope that because it's a new hour, we get like a big mid-afternoon update. My FPL code is literally pinned in the chat. Georgie's just come back. Hello, how did it go? Maybe. I'll wrap up my stream now. Yeah, guys, I'm going to... Hopefully, me leaving the stream means that we actually get some updates, okay? So we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes, which is mega. and we will have a new video out later on this afternoon. And if anything happens big time before 6 o'clock, I might go live again, okay? But thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Thank you for the super chats. Make sure you hit the like button on the stream if you haven't already done so. See if we can push that over 1,000. The second I leave, something will happen. 100%. That's always the way it goes. FPL prize $5,000. Yeah, if you're willing to put the $5,000 up, mate, we can do an FPL prize of $5,000. All right, I will see you guys. You lot, some of you are weird, I'm telling you, for real. All right, I will see you all in a little bit. Bro, we're all laughing at Nathaniel's comments, man. But he's wrong.